Welcome to the cloud. Today, I'm joined by T. Walsh. He works for the legendary Mike Boyd Jr. over at VaynerMedia on all things music. Tyler, one day you were born and now you're here. So tell me what happened in between.
Word. Yeah, so I'm a young into the game. I'm only 22, so still really young, but born in Buffalo, went the normal route, college. I was in let's see, music, sorry, no, comp sci. I was a comp sci major and I absolutely hated it. And I was lucky enough that my school, which is like a really random small school called Fredonia, they had a music business program taught by like a legendary like rock producer named Armin Petrie, who like worked with the Goo Goo Dolls and all these other bands. And yeah, switched majors, wanted to do kind of like A&R, and then graduated college. And I was doing pharmaceutical marketing for like 2 months and I absolutely hated it. So I just shot Gary a DM. I was like, yo, I'll work for you for free. And luckily he saw the DM and here I am.
Dang, that's so crazy. And you started
Yeah.
off over at 1:37 p.m., right? And then
Yeah.
transferred over to VaynerMedia.
Yeah. So I was writing basically an article a day, helping out on the music vertical, Google Web Stories, the Instagram. Just chopping up with artists. But I think kind of the reason for the switch was I wasn't particularly a strong writer, and I think they wanted me to use my skills where they saw best fit. And I think that the chemistry I had with Boyd and just helping him, I think it was just clear that like I was a good fit to be working with Boyd.
Right on, right on. I recently saw you tweet your double XL freshman 10th
Yeah.
spot nominee,
Yeah.
who besides SG, or I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. If you know, if you
I think
could,
it's ESTG, but I'm not sure though. I've never heard anybody like
or
say it. Yeah.
yeah. So why is he your nomination? And if you had to choose someone other than him, who would you choose?
It's a good question. So I think that his collab project with 42 Doug, with Doug being like freshman last year, it's kind of like a big cosign, like, yo, pay attention to this artist for first and foremost. And he just like, I don't think there's anybody who can really replicate his like flow or like just his sound. And being from a smaller like area like Louisville, he's just got this like he's got the southern support. Yeah, but I think he's like really unique. He's just puts out hard bangers. And but if it wasn't for ESTG, I would probably go Mike Times because I
Okay.
feel like there's a big surge in the Texas scene right now.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah, there's a few people who killed Kenny coming out of Texas. He's gonna have a moment. Waco Tron, he's with Shalizi at Pick Six Records. He's really gonna take off. He's kind of like I don't like comparing two artists together, but I feel like he's the Texas version of 21 Savage, and that's like very
Okay.
vague, but like he's just so raw and authentic, like 21 Savage. That's why I say that, but not to compare him.
Yeah, right. No, I understand that. So out of any of the artists, even some of the artists that you mentioned, or maybe some more like mainstream artists, more underground, whatever direction you want to take it, if you had to choose one artist to listen to for the rest of your life, like you can't listen to anybody else's music but this one
That's a good
artist,
question.
who are you gonna
Ooh.
choose?
The first artist that comes to mind, you know him as well. His music, Fresco Trey.
I knew you were gonna say
Yeah, I'm
that.
just like I don't know, just something about his music just really hits home. I don't know
Mhm.
why. Um, like when I'm in the gym, that's like all I listen to is like Heartbreak Diaries, Need You, and like I don't know. There's just something like uh, it's just I don't know if it's his lyricism, his vocals, like the energy he brings. It's probably like a combination of all that, but definitely Fresco Trey. What about you?
I if I had to choose between like any artist, I would choose probably like I'm not gonna lie, I might choose Juice World because
Okay, I respect that.
because of the variety of songs I would have.
Yeah.
And there's like such a big catalog there.
Yeah,
But
that's true. And like the unreleased stuff too. Like
exactly.
there's mountains of it.
Mountains, yeah. And but going off what you said about Fresco Tray, like I think there's like a certain energy artist brings, or like maybe even like a checklist that maybe some artists like kind of check off, and
Yeah.
that people might see as, okay, this is what like separates them from other artists. What
Mhm.
would you say like is on that checklist, at least maybe for you?
Um, I would say definitely songwriting capabilities, but I don't think you need to be a strong like songwriter just because I know they have like, you can bring in help for that. But
Mhm.
also, flow and cadence kind of go hand in hand. Um, I think the biggest thing is work ethic.
Mhm.
It's like that quote that was it hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. I think work ethic is like the biggest one because you can see like, you know, I don't want to like say names, but like there's artists that blow up that aren't particularly like talented, but they just worked hard at it. And, through time, it's like the compounding factor. So that song, yeah. And I think just versatility, just being diverse. I think that's another key factor.
Definitely. Are you thinking like diversity in terms of genres, or like maybe like singing and rapping, or like something along those lines?
I think just being willing to try new things. So I think that's
Gotcha.
kind of how like artists go to like GOAT status. It's just
Gotcha.
like, nothing ever happens when you stay in your comfort zone, my opinion. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of GOAT status, Kendrick is dropping an album in like T minus, I don't know how many days, but it's coming
Yeah.
up. What are you thinking about it? You think it's going to be a double album? You think it's going to be album of the year? What do you think?
It'll probably be, yeah, I think it'll definitely be album of the year. I mean, Kendrick, he's never disappointed, you know.
Right.
I think he's just like at this level where like you can't really like, I don't know. He's just, there's so many facets of his career and like that can't really be touched. But double album, I think. Did you see the photo, like the two CDs? It was
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, that's what got me thinking of that. Also, I feel like it's been like 5 years since Damn came out, so I feel like he's gonna be like, all right, here's a little treat for the wait. Like I'll give you a double
Right.
album or something like that. But do you have uh, any any uh I don't know, ideas about the album? What are your thoughts on it?
I'm excited. I have noticed like a trend of even like big name artists, established artists, like bringing in numbers that are like lower than usual for them, which
Yeah,
I think like has somewhat to do with maybe TikTok, like shortening people's attention spans a little bit.
that's true.
Yeah, and maybe like
Damn.
so many young people. I'm nervous because I'm like, Kendrick is such a goat. And I know there's gonna be kids out there when this album drops that are calling it mid and all this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is so like it's Kendrick. Like he's a goat.
Yeah.
Like,
I think,
yeah.
yeah. I think he has like the perfect target demo though. I think like the people that have been listening to Kendrick throughout the years are also really excited for this album. So
Facts.
like I feel like maybe the kids, like there'll definitely be the trolls out there like, oh, this album's garbage, it's mid. There's always those people, but I think like, 20 to even like 35 and up demographic are like the main people that listen to Kendrick at this point, just because
Right.
that's what they grew up with. But um, did you listen to Jack Harlow's album?
I haven't listened to it all the way through, honestly.
Okay,
I listened to
okay.
the first few, and of course I've heard like First Class and
Neltec.
yes, Nail Tech.
Yeah, yeah,
I had a brain fart there for a second.
yeah,
Yeah, I do have to sit down and listen to it all the way through. Because I've been getting mixed reviews from multiple people.
yeah.
What did
I
you think
keep
about it?
yeah, I keep seeing a lot of hate, and I'm like, I don't know. I honestly I enjoy it. I enjoy. The first listen, I was like, all right, like I think it's gonna take a few times, but like definitely has a like Churchill Downs with Drake, Poison with Lil Wayne, even Dua Lipa. I just think it's a catchy, like that line is very catchy. But I don't know. I think it's a good album. I'm just curious because everybody has like mixed mixed thoughts on it, but I like Jack Harlow. I think he's got the star power to be like top of the game in a few years.
I think so too. I think so too. Especially if he keeps dropping like the way he is. And I've seen him in interviews, like his Breakfast Club interview, and
Yeah.
he seems super focused. So that's good.
Yeah. He doesn't even drink alcohol. He said he gave it up like a year and a half ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, like he doesn't go to clubs or anything. Like he just like I don't know if you saw it, it was a video of him and like Private Garden, his like creative collective. They were celebrating. Everyone had champagne. He was toasting with a thing full of grapes, like a grapevine. It was hilarious, bro.
That's hilarious. That's crazy. That takes a lot of willpower, and I think he understands like he's in a unique position that not a lot of people get to achieve. So that's good. I'm really excited to see like what goes on for him in the future in the next few years, especially with like some of these goats being on the way out. I feel like there's like some spots that are set to be taken in the next few years.
That's so weird too. Like that. And now I'm thinking about what you just said, like goats on the way out. Like it's just like, damn, we're getting old. Like we grew up listening to like probably like Eminem and Jay-Z and Lil Wayne and Kanye, and like they're like in their 40s now, and it's just crazy.
It's crazy. It's really weird to think about. And it's also weird to think about, this is super random, like Drake, Justin Bieber, and some of these other artists that are goats now, like they all came up in the same time period, like the same years. And it's really crazy to think about.
Yeah, like over a decade ago, which is weird to say.
Yeah. Outside of hip hop, what would you say your favorite genre of music is?
Definitely EDM. I actually just saw Acraze and Alesso last night.
I saw that.
It was really cool. Alesso, honestly, like I think it was one of the best EDM sets I've seen. And I've seen quite a few. I used to produce and DJ back in high school and college. So when I stopped, I was kind of like, I guess, turned off from EDM because I was like, damn, I was like, fuck, I didn't make it as like this like producer DJ. Like I can never listen to EDM again. But like, I don't know, going to that set last time, I'm like, damn, like, all right, like I can get back into it,
Yeah, I can relate to that because in college I would DJ. I wouldn't produce anything. That's like why I kind of stopped, because I realized I was like, DJing is so fun, but I don't want to be a producer. I don't want to make my own music.
It's so much work. I like commend, I know a lot of producers, just like I commend them for it, because just finding your own style, and it's just even like touring and stuff too. It's just a crazy life. It's like takes a lot out of you, it drains a lot of energy, and commend all those people.
Yeah, seriously. Going off that, who would you say is like a producer that has stuck out in your mind in like the recent years?
That's a good question. And EDM, I'm always a Martin Garrix guy. I think he continues to push his sound, and he always goes back to his roots. So like, he'll release a pop song and it'll blow up. And then some of his OG fans would be like, this isn't the Martin Garrix we like. He'd be like, all right, here's this progressive house track or this big room track. And then he'll release music under aliases like Area 21 or Y-Tram, which is like Marty backwards, which is like tech house. He's just a goat, in my opinion. I think I think he's going to go down as like the greatest electronic producer and DJ ever, even past like even up there with like Tiesto.
Yeah, a few years back, I watched his YouTube series that he did. I don't know if he still does it. Yeah, it's so sick.
I think he does. I think he just actually released an episode like recently, but it was just cool to see like him tour and like travel and perform, and he's dope.
So now we've talked about a little bit of music. We talked about multiple genres.
Yeah.
Music NFTs.
Let's
talk about it. Hell
yeah.
Give me your 2 cents. Like just music NFTs as a whole. What do you think about?
I think that we are in this really unique time where everything is so new and experimental that almost a lot of things are bound to fail, but the ones that consistently provide value are really going to stick through. I know there's a lot of projects out there, but I'm really excited for it. I think that, because NFTs right now have this like stigma, as you know, of being like strictly financial. So I feel like, the incentive for some of these artists or the artist fans right now is gonna be like, yo, if you're investing in these artists, they're gonna wanna push it out to their like followers and their friends because they have money invested in this artist and they want to see the NFT go up in value and get the most out of it. So it's gonna be like, I don't know, it's gonna change everything. It's just
It
so
is.
crazy right now,
Yeah, it is pretty hectic. And I feel like you're right. Like 90% of what's going on right now, I'm sure is bound to fail. And I think the projects that do, like you said, consistently provide value and also like utilize the technology like for what it is and how and innovate that on that, I think will prevail through this whole little gold rush era.
Yeah. Are you into any music NFTs right now?
I've been keeping my eye on a few. I haven't bought into any yet.
Yeah.
But I've been paying attention to Modern Music, which is a
Okay.
DAO. Yeah, and
That's sick.
yeah, I've been,
DAOs are gonna change the game.
yeah, especially with music,
Yeah.
especially with music. Um,
I didn't think about that, but you're right. Now I'm thinking
yeah,
like, wow.
I think also like artists that are just starting out now, like are in a super unique position because they can, if they choose to, they can release NFTs in with the fans who are, it is truly like day one and
Mhm.
build with those fans all the way to the top, and those
Yeah.
are going to be the people, they're going to get to know them on such a personal level at this point that it's going to be super cool to see it all develop in like a
Yeah.
10-year timeline.
That's all that matters, It's just like like the people that brought you up, just like winning with them. I think
Exactly.
yeah, the blockchain is bringing, I feel like, a few new things to like society as a whole. It's a like, immutable truthfulness. You can't lie. The blockchain doesn't lie. And second,
Mhm.
I feel like it's bringing back community, the sense of tribalness, like, this being more connected. I think it's correcting where web 2 went wrong, which is centralization instead of decentralization. But I know there's still a long ways to go because a lot of these NFTs and web 3 platforms are centralized. So just a
Right.
long way to go, but it's exciting for sure.
It is truly. I have noticed like a little bit of a gap with like music PFP projects. I don't know if maybe I'm just like not noticing, like not digging deep enough, but I have noticed like kind of the PFP projects are more centered around other niches, I guess I
Yeah.
could say.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. I think the only one I know of that did it is DistroKid. They
Hmm.
selected 10,000 independent artists, and each PFP represented a song. Um, and I don't even know how it went, but that's the only one I know of.
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe would you consider like the Heart Project a PFP?
That's a good
Because
question.
it's like
I
they offer like the NFTs are available as a PFP, but they're
Yeah,
like kind of an agency at the same time.
yeah. I would. That's a good question. Honestly, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm excited. What do you so your personal plan with NFTs? You don't have to dive too. You can go as deep as you want, or
Yeah.
not give me anything at all. It's totally up to
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
What are
Uh,
you thinking?
I definitely I want to help artists get into the NFT space and just like whether that be through like consulting or through work or whatever. I just want to see them do it because I see the value and the power in it, and just giving. I'm all for like independent artists. Not to say fuck the labels. I love the labels as well, but just empowering the artist. There's no better way to do that, and just I just want to support artists as well, whether it be music or actual like painters or whatever. Uh, yeah, I just want to support and help people grow and win on the blockchain and just kind of adapt with the technology.
Hell yeah.
What artists are you listening to? I know you're on Jaleel. You put me on to Jaleel. Jaleel's sick.
He's
But
sick.
yeah,
Yeah, actually, like I think it was a week or two after I sent him to you. Like every major hip hop blog started posting him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're early. You were early on Jaleel.
That was crazy. But I've been also listening to, let me see, let me look at my Spotify. I've honestly been going back to like EDM music recently, like house stuff.
Okay. What type of, you just listen to like regular house or like tech house, like any specific like subgenre of house?
Not specifically any subgenres, but more so like I like Fisher, I like Chris Lake, I like
Fish and
um,
Chris Lake are dope.
yeah. I saw him live like right before the pandemic hit, and that was super cool.
Yeah. Was losing it out at that time? Oh, definitely, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've also been listening to Jay's. Actually just like in the last few days, his song like Green Tips that went popping on TikTok. I
Yeah.
kind of listened to that, but then recently I've been diving deeper into his music.
Fire.
Yeah. And I just saw Russ and Caitlyn. Caitlyn Raps is do you know who she is?
Yeah, she's right now in the past, I think 60 days, she is the second fastest growing hip hop artist on Spotify right now.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Russ just signed her to his label.
Yeah, no,
They just announced it.
it makes sense though. Like I feel like their brands are similar. She's got like I feel like there's a good overlap of like different traits and qualities that like it just makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, and I think they have good chemistry too. I've been following both of them and like watching their tour because they're on tour right now.
Oh, they're on tour together?
Yeah, I think she's
Fire.
opening for him, and then like she comes out to perform "Handsomer" during Russ's set.
Makes sense. Yeah. Russ is his discography is just legendary. Like I don't get like the Russ disrespect. Like the numbers speak for itself. Like the music speaks for itself, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I've been on the Russ train since Losing Control popped off. Which,
So
thinking about it, like I found Losing Control like the snippet of the video on Twitter,
mhm,
and so in my head, like Russ kind of popped off on Twitter. Like
yeah.
when I'm thinking about it, which is odd because like what other rapper has really popped off of Twitter?
Yeah, that's true. I can't even think of any.
Yeah, I don't know. Thanks for joining me today on the cloud. To hear some of Tyler's favorite artists, check out our Spotify playlist linked in this episode description, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.